Hey guys, it's me. I've been back from the dead. Camtasia wouldn't work for me, and I couldn't be bothered using other programs. Laziness, work, uni, all of the above. But I'm here. You know, that's all you have to be happy about, and I'm back. And anyway, so the first battle, considering this is a double header, is against someone who I forgot. But you know, I'll find out. I'll check. And you'll eventually learn. But anyway, it's a mono-region battle. I was Sinnoh, he was Hoenn, and it was for SMP's tourney. But anyway, falling behind here. Some stuff happened. I eventually flung a toxic orb onto Deoxys, and Deoxys was like poisoned. And the toxic kind of poison. And so now stuff is still happening, you know, nothing really exciting is happening. He's got his Dusclops, which is annoying when it's a calm mindset, and my Bronzong's like, I'm just going to set up my Zelthrox because I've got nothing better to do. You know, I can hit it for 1 damage, literally, you know, because of his Reflect, and now I'm burnt, so it's like Reflector's up anyway. I go for an Earthquake, still is useless, and I'm like, oh my god, this is going to take a year. Anyway, so I swap out, and I go into my generic Rotom. My Rotom's like, damn. I go into Gliscor, predicting the Sport, or really the substitute, because, you know, it can't really do much to me. And he expects me to swap out after he goes to the substitute, but I have the Acrobatics, because it's powered up due to my lack of item, and he's like, I have to swap out now, can't do anything. And I expect this to think, no, I go for an Acrobatics, because I'm a bit of a retard. But now I predict the Agility from the Metagross, so I just go for the Earthquake, expecting it to do a decent chunk, which it does. And knowing that he doesn't have anything apart from Agility set up, I can just go for a second Earthquake and take him out. Because, you know, defensive Gliscor is defensive. Out comes his Sharpedo, and I'm like, ooh, what's it gonna do? I don't really care about the speed boosts at this point in time, because I think I've got Rotom to take whatever it throws at me. So far I've only seen special moves, and that was neutral, so I'm not sure what that was. But doesn't matter. Might have been Hidden Power Dark for all I know, but I just go for the Discharge to try and hopefully paralyze something, but instead I get this thing. So I go for the Burn with the Will-O-Wisp. You know, there's nothing really I can do to it except hope that Burn and Hydro Pump will kill it while he's Calm Minding. And I also know that the Pain Split is eventually going to come if he's a Calm Minding set. But whatever. You know, either way, eventually he's going to die, or I'm going to die from Burn or whatever. And my Rotom isn't that important, and I can just go out into this, and he can just keep Pain Splitting, but I don't care because it's a Bronzong. Bronzong has done its job, especially when it's burned. Bronzong is like, derp. When he goes for a Shadow Ball, I go for an Earthquake. You know, we're both almost dying. I'm kind of living better because I have the the leftovers, and, you know, it's keeping me alive. He eventually just dies to burn. If he had kept this alive, I think I actually might have lost. But instead, we both go out into our fast Pokemon. I go into my lead, he goes into his probably Scarfed, possibly Spexed. I haven't watched this battle for a long time. Don't really remember. He just goes for the Surf. I predicted this, went into my Generic. And Generic's like, you know what, I'm going to just Pain Split on the swap. Because I know it was coming, because pretty sure I was locked into it. Gains a bit of health, leftovers, Poison Heal, all that stuff. I go back into Gliscor expecting the Spore or the substitute, saying I'm pretty sure he can't do anything. You know, maybe if he has Leech Seed, he would be able to stall. But, like, I checked, and I'm kind of like at no danger. He just has to keep substituting and healing. And I'm just going to heal off what he does with this Leech Seed, you know, and we're just going to PP stall each other for a year. So I think I said to him in chat, you know, this is going to go on for a year if you try and PP stall like this. Because I will win because I'm not taking any damage. But, you know, he was like, whatever. He's just going to do that. So I'm like, whatever. You go for that, I'll just U-turn, go into my Gliscor, and you're never going to get a chance to set up your Leech Seed again. You know, this is my pro play of the day. That rarely happens, but whatever. You know, I know I can take a Focus Punch because that's obviously what he's going to go for. I mean, that comes in, and I'm just going to spam Acrobatics because Acrobatics are awesome. You know, when you're an Acrobat, you feel good because you're flexible and all that stuff. I'm just going to keep going for them because all he can do is really recover, and when he recovers, toxic damage goes up, and it's a losing battle. You know, he might want to set up one screen, probably the Reflect, so he can deal with my Staraptor and Gliscor. But, you know, after the Reflect goes up, he's probably going to die from next poison, whatever. I mean, it's only a Deoxys or whatever. So I'm expecting him to go to recover, so I go into my Lucky knowing he can't touch me because I'm a Steel type, and he's probably only offensive-ish move is the Toxic. So I'm just going to set up a Swords Dance on the swap, because I'm predicting, that's what I'm predicting me to do since I haven't watched this. Anyway, so yeah, Swords Dance is up and my sweep is in motion. Extreme Speed, Life Orbs, +2, probably Adamant. He accidentally sends that in. Doesn't really matter because I can one-hit anything and his team at this point, even with the screens. You know, that swap, you know, Deoxys would have come in, maybe could have recovered, but even then, his Reflect still would have gone down. I mean, there's nothing he can really do to take it. He tries to set up a Focus Punch, you know, the one thing he could have hit me with when the Reflect was up without dying, but now that it's gone down, he still wouldn't have killed me and I would have killed him. He protects, you know, getting speed boosts up in case he somehow lives in Extreme Speed, but Extreme Speed's going to KO even if it was at full, just saying. But that was a good game against Kevin. I'll find his proper name later. But anyway, next battle is an Ogi battle I decided to set up, just easy to get a battle that way. I was looking for little cup battles, but no one on the quid was going for that, so I was like, okay, set up that new team. Anyway, I wasn't sure who was faster, so I just stayed in trying to fake out, but we both do a double switch. I go into Gliscor thinking I can get my Toxic Orb up if he goes for a high jump kick, but whatever. Anyway, Scarf Rotom comes in. I'm like, oh, Hydro Pump. I can, you know, maybe block that with my Scrafty, but then I realise it's not the proper one that I use. This is more the offensive Dragon Dance one instead of the Bulk Up one I use, but has max special defense, so it doesn't take it so well. But whatever, I go into this. You mad, bro? I should have taken Scrafty out straight away, but I was like, whatever. Hit it with the Drain Punch. Anyway, I predict the swap into Ferrothorn when it come in on Rotom, and he's like, oh my god, good prediction. And I was like, yeah, I try. And this thing's sitting in here going for that mad skills, you know. He's just sitting in here, and he goes for Grass. I'm like, maybe U-turn would have been better, because now I can Thunder Wave your Mienshao and just get most of that back by swapping out. Or I can just straight off kill you. But instead, I swap out, go to my Gliscor, you know, see what he does. You know, it doesn't really matter to me. I could take it out with this. I expect the Rotom probably to come in. But no Latios. He misses the Draco. I was like, I could possibly live it. And I get a crit on Fling. And I was like laughing my head off. You know, it was probably the worst play I could have done, but it worked out for the best for me. And then I protect, stall, one toxic thing. And I go into my hey from Drawn Together Foxy Love. Yeah, you know that. Anyway, kind of looks like Foxy Love, not really. But anyway, that was Death Fodder, so I could go into my Zord. And I was like, you know, he's probably going to swap out if he has a Scarf, but instead he doesn't think I'm going to go for Bullet Punch, so I just go for the U-turn, because I didn't want to be stuck on Bullet Punch in this point in the game. I go out into my lead, he goes out into his Rotom, I'm like, fake out, just to get some extra damage on that. I know it's faster than me, so I have to swap back out, go into my token to block the Hydro Pump. You know, this is all great and good, and I'm like, I probably should have double swapped here, realising this was going to come in, but I'm like, oh, I'll kill it with Draco. But then I'm like, duh, he has a Scizor that could Pursuit Trap me, and I'm like, I can't be bothered, I'm just going to try and swip. But he goes for the U-turn, which was possibly a bad play, because it lets me kill something else later on. But, you know, maybe he didn't want to Pursuit Lock himself. Anyway, I make a stupid play here. I go for the Protect when I could have just swapped out, knowing that the Nasty Pot was coming. I was like, you know, he probably won't go for a Nasty Pot, considering I can just swap straight into my Latios, and if he didn't go for the Hidden Power Ice then, he would just straight up lose his Thundurus. But instead, I lose my Gliscor, which is my check to his Sizzle pretty much. But anyway, I come in, I go straight for the Draco, and he gets Kachunga. And now he decides to Pursuit Trap me on the Scizor, and Scissor's like, yo, you like to battle, and I do like to battle, but he's just like Pursuit. I just go straight for the Draco, realising it's coming. get some damage on it, and then go into my kidnapped. Clever name. I go for the close combat, wishing he had swapped into Rotom, because I thought if he had Thunderbolt, he's going to kill my team, but later I find out he has the Thunder, because it's from Rain Team, and I'm like, well, you still could have locked into it, you know? It's still only like 10 worse or whatever than Hydro Pump's accuracy, and you won't be able to kill Sobro with Hydro Pump. And Sobro's like, you mad that you had to lock into that? And he is. And I'm just going to go for a Thunder Wave in case Rotom manages to kill me with like perfect accuracy. No Parahaxes and a crit or whatever, because I can like off. And I'm just going to surf until I die and then come in with Scissor and go for the superpower if that was necessary. But instead, I just win, and that was a good game, everybody. So hopefully you enjoy me coming back. I will hopefully have more videos up at some point and enjoy this double header also. Anyway, see ya, peeps.